What? What are you looking at? Well, Milt, did anyone ever tell you that you are a little bit crazy? What? You're a little weird? What? Did anyone ever tell you that you may be a bit off your rocker? Wait, what? Off my rocker? That's a little bit different than being weird. Where did you hear that phrase, off my rocker? Well, I heard someone say it about you. So what's it mean? Well, what's it mean to be off your rocker? Well, it's an old phrase, Troy. Not sure how I feel about it. It actually means to be a bit crazy, a little mentally unsound, and extremely foolish. There's a number of ways we could use it. Like I could say, I'm going off my rocker if I have to hear that song one more time. That means it's driving me crazy. Oh, okay. Or someone might say, she's getting old, a little off of her rocker these days. I've heard that. Not sure if that's a very sensitive thing to say. It's actually insensitive. Oh, oh my. And then there's someone might say, you must be off your rocker if you think that's a good idea. Yeah, so all these meanings, why do people say this phrase? Well, a similar expression to being off your rocker is, and one that's been used years ago, is like being off one's head. Some lesser known examples are like off one's noodle, off one's trolley, or off one's nuts. But back to this rocker. A rocker, is a piece of wood or a chair that's placed on this concave and it rocks back and forth like a cradle or a rocking chair. Troy, you know about that, right? Yeah, I've heard of a rocking chair before. Right, okay. So this expression originated in the 1800s. Now, off, the word off, is common beginning with expressions about mental decline. For instance, we could say something about him seems to be a bit off these days. You ever hear that? Yeah. Okay, you probably have heard that. Um, and it's just a way that we say that some person may be having some difficulty with some mental decline. Now, why rocker is put in this is sort of unclear, off the rocker. Some sources speculate that it's possible that it does refer to a rocking chair because in many cultures, older people are often depicted sitting on rocking chairs. I like rocking chairs! Yeah, me too. Older people are also a bit more susceptible to dementia or to forgetting things or for their minds to not make the connections that they used to. Therefore, someone off his rocker might mean an old person who fell off the rocking chair at one point due to some unusual behavior. We won't know. Another likely idea is also related to electric trams or trolleys. Have you ever seen a trolley? Yes, I have. Right. Well, you know that some trolleys need to maintain contact with an overhead electric wire to receive power. So off one's trolley, which is a similar phrase, means that the trolley lost contact with the wire or lost power. Now, this makes sense for me when a person's brain is no longer receiving a good signal. Off one's rocker could merely be a synonym for off one's trolley. The brain just isn't working quite as well as it used to. The signals are not being received. Now, Troy, that's actually not something we should be laughing at because it's sad when we see our friends and our family members begin to decline in memory or in use of their mind. In fact, I don't really feel too good about having this hat on while I'm talking about that because that's rather serious, and we don't want to make fun of people who may not be totally with it, as we could say, or a little off, or off their rocker. Oh, I can see what you're saying. No, it is serious. Yes, it is. It's rather serious. And so we definitely don't want to make fun of people who struggle with forgetting things or with their memory or with adapting to changes in life. I don't like this phrase off their rocker because sometimes it seems to trivialize the seriousness of this experience and how it affects many people, including us. But what I do want to remind you of, Troy, is that we have never been guaranteed to have a healthy mind all of our lives. It's just a part of human our human condition that sometimes we decline, both physically and mentally, and those changes happen. However, Troy, it is important to remember that God can give us peace no matter where we are. Isaiah 26:3 says, "You keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." Or another version says, "Lord, you will give perfect peace to those who commit themselves to be faithful to you." That's because they trust in you. Troy, I want you to remember that if I go off my rocker in the sense that I begin to forget things, I appreciate your sensitivity. Oh, yes, by all means. But I also want you to remember that I have put my trust in God and my mind is stayed on Him. And so I do believe that even in times where people are not of mental clarity or may forget things, that their relationship with God is secure. And that if they had their mind stayed on Jesus, he will keep them in perfect peace. That's a good reminder to me. It is, Milt. Maybe you're not so weird after all. I hope not. But thanks. And you know what, Troy? Maybe you should be wearing this hat. Wait, I can't see. Well, okay. Well, good for you. Well, we'll talk to you later, Troy. Okay. And to the rest of you, we wish you a day filled with joy and a day filled with peace.